First opened in 2017, there's a look at the beautiful state-of-the-art Mercedes-Benz Stadium here in Atlanta, GA. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Minnesota Vikings and the Atlanta Falcons. That's fielded in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Ready to break.
51, 951. Watch the slant, watch the slant. Watch the slant. Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
Now.
Rudolph on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him out of the gate.
Well, the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's second and 20. They'll fake the handoff. Now Rudolph. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 23 yards the pickup there.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
At the 40-yard line.
Ready, set.
That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7.
Showing it.
Ito Smith, his first carry. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just started in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down.
Exit. Mike 5-5. Mike.
Go.
From the gun, here's Rudolph. This is Johnson, he's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 14 yards there on a Falcon first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up first and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now Ito Smith. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, second down. You don't see that at times, do you? With a cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 28. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, he's holding in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
At the 28-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10.
Ready, ready!
Here's Rudolph. He's going to find his tight end Boyle. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Here we go.
Play number 9 now on this
base.
pretty long opening drive. But this is 3rd down.
Check. Recon, 132 fighter.
Check.
Hit it.
Now it's Rudolph. And that will be incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. But now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. Now Chandler Catanzaro for the field goal here. From the left hash, this will be 41 yards. And Catanzaro's kick is right through. And the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points.
Hey, 180.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Watch the curl. Watch the
The first carry now for Donovan Cook. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Get him! Get him!
Rosen will throw. That'll be caught by his tight end, Ian Thomas. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. First down, here's the run with Cook. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Let's go, baby. Turnovers. Get that ball. Get that ball.
On 2nd and 9. Rosen trying for the tight end. Ertz, and it's intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. A first down carry for Smith. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
You gonna see me in your nightmares, son. You gonna see me in your nightmares.
Now.
They'll fake it. Now Rudolph. That's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Well, they weren't able to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost his bread and butter. It's a good running back dive play.
Let's go now.
3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. And the worst thing he can do is what you're saying right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds.
180.
Mike 54.
You don't want none of that. Hug. Bang, 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 bang.
On first down, it's Rosen. He's going to launch this thing way down into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by DeMonte Casey, and his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
12 yards is the pickup, good for a first down for the Falcons.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backs out of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, he just snuck out there, and he's got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 43-yard line.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
You're not ready.
Go.
Here's Rudolph.
We ain't giving up
He's
nothing.
going to drop this off to his fullback. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
Ready. 10-2
Two times.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The Falcons on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll have the fullback try and push the ball. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
Watching that run takes me back to something a famous old coach once said. Any player he wants on his team, he wants him to be agile, mobile, and most definitely hostile.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On the counter, it's Smith. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in the game.
2nd and inches. Rudolph, and finding the tight end Hooper. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons.
First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
This quarterback now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's first and 10. From the shotgun, they run to Smith. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Absolutely.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Rudolph. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
And the Vikings
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. They run, Cook. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. That'll give running right. It's Cook. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, basically bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
That one goes for 24 yards.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your man rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
Foyesade Aluakan made the tackle there from his safety position.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease so they can run through it. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
180. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. I got one.
Now Rosen. Rosen is stripped to the football, and the Falcons grab it. Look at the big man rumble. He's at the 50, 30, 20. So the turnover forced, and a wonderful job on a big return.
And how about the convoy that got created to help him get all the way back upfield? I mean, that's the part that people miss on. That's practice. That's worked on. It doesn't just happen in a game and everyone rallies. They discuss it prior to, and everyone knows their role when they create a turnover like that.
On first down. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Good job, D. That's right.
First play of the drive. Let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Let's go 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Now it's Smith. And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. That second down play nets a -4.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense. Countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft. And able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
A 3rd field goal of the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down.
Matchbox lights. Get it.
Down to the gun, Rudolph. And that will be taken in by Ridley for a Falcon touchdown.
Score! Touchdown!
Calvin Ridley,
Yeah.
his second touchdown on the season. And the Falcons push further out in front.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it works very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
Difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive.
Monday. 45.
Rosen again on 2nd and 10. He's going to sling this deep downfield. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. On 3rd down, Rosen. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
Let's go, fellas.
13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
13 yards.
Now, that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
13 yards. And the Vikings first down.
Rosen now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. Now it's Rosen. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. And how might this affect him for the playoffs? We'll get a report when we come back. They'll look to throw on first down to Josh Rosen. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 is that line on 2nd and 10. To throw is Rosen. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 15. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
Keep doing that.
Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
That's complete to Smith. Call it a gain of 5, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Rudolph looking to throw it. Oh, it's intercepted. He was trying to get it to Ridley. Picked off at the 35. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more.
Guys take over 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
49, 80, 45. Come off the ball.
Hug.
Alert 3.
After the interception, here's Rosen. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. A 33-yarder from the left hash. And his kick is good. So a late turnover leads to a quick drive, and in turn that quick drive leads to 3 points.
So someone makes a mistake, but how about the other side learning from that mistake, taking care of the ball, and making sure they put some points on the board? Well done.
That'll be taken in the end zone.
Come on now, let's go.
So we are at halftime here on Christmas Eve. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive in the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is a really, I'm doing it though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
First down, Vikings.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Here we go, let's bring it. Let's go, let's bring it.
And now it's Rosen looking. And Diggs has it. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Give him 9 there on a 1st down completion.
At their 48-yard line.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Here's Rosen. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get a good head of steam there.
Here's Rosen to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the 1st down.
And the Vikings first down.
Rosen in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. They'll run it now. And he coughed it up, and the Falcons grab it. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs.
Ready.
Knocked it free, made a big play.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. This is Smith, and this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Get him, boy.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
10-2.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there.
Squeeze, double.
From the 39, Rudolph. Wide open receiver complete. A first down there on a pickup at 25.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little game. There goes a deep ball. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. The intended target was Calvin Ridley, but it's going to be second down. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Pick it up, defense. Let's go.
Ready. Running the jet sweep with Ridley. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
70, Indy.
It's our time. It's our time.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Rudolph. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. It's a first down following a gain of 3.
Here we go. Set. 8, read.
Hey.
5.
On the draw, this is Smith. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down.
Let's go.
10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game.
Now.
First down, they run with Howard. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Set. 15, Lonnie. 15, Lonnie.
You tighten up. Let's go. You tighten up.
He gets this one to Johnson.
Boy.
And he'll get it down this time to the 17. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
A gain of 1 brings up 3rd and 12.
On the
9th
set.
play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and
Jet bomber.
long.
22 jet bomber. Get it.
Down to Robert Smith. And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the first down. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Rosen looking to throw. Going deep for Diggs. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Give him 32 on the play.
First down, Vikings.
I got one.
They'll run on first down. Manning. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard. 2nd and 11.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible to something a little more advantageous.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. Throw left side, complete. That's Manning. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 27-yard line.
13 yards. And the Vikings first down.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
It's a party now. It's a party now.
1 quarter remains here in Week 16. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Mike, 45. Here it comes.
Rosen on 1st and 10. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpire's got different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll be a 2nd and long. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Guys, it's game.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Rosen. That's going to be caught by Kirk. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
Well, the stats that matter on this play don't help a team very much unless, of course, you're playing defense.
If you're getting points per reception, you got a reception, but no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through that.
Gave up no yardage, and people got credit for tackles. Good deal.
Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 17-yard line.
First down, Vikings.
180.
Right there, 54.
Hug. Switch up. Hey, go with that check. Topper. Kill.
From the red zone now, here's Rosen on first down. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Well, it's tipped in the air. Because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs. His 5th touchdown now on the year. As his guys are back within a single score. So they get the score, partner. Game's not over, but they still need some help here.
Agreed. They definitely need some help, but they took care of the first part by scoring themselves.
Point after, right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
Here we go, here we
The
go.
Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. That last touchdown has made this really tight. They're clinging out of this slimly. Jesus, second half, they only have a field goal. This offense needs to kick it into gear.
And right now, I'm looking directly at the field general, at the quarterback, because to me, he's got to take over right now. By word, pumping his team up, and then, of course, by deed with his play. My high school coach used to say that all the time. Laddie, take over by word and deed.
And deed means action.
Ready.
Exactly.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Hey, let's go.
Rudolph. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in the second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, 4th quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
Let's
The
go now.
Falcons on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This will be 3rd and 5.
Tight end right. 4 down.
Let's go.
From the gun, here's Rudolph. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Okay, ready?
55, Mike, 55. Hey, eat. Strip the ball. Strip that ball.
Check 13. Check 13.
Hatchet.
80 weapon. Big rip.
They give to Smith out of the gun. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Nick Nelson, who played his college ball at Wisconsin, had the tackle.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around a training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
Maybe the old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
You got it.
For a second there, I thought that might play big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Got it.
The Falcons on 3rd down. 5 out of 9 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Pilot, 64, weak. Ready.
Shotgun snap for Rudolph. This is Johnson. He's got it. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Come on,
This quarterback
set.
now,
10 Lobo.
a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad.
Hurry,
1st and 10.
Hit it.
On the ground with a tight end.
Run.
They give him 4 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Let's go. 60 Pittsburgh.
51. Tighten up, tighten up. Pull it together.
5.
Here's Rudolph off play action.
You ain't doing nothing
And
today.
this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Now Howard.
You ain't going nowhere.
And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. It's a 6-yard pickup. It's still a few chain links short, it appears, with 4th down coming up.
And less than a yard.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down. 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And this one is right down Broadway. And that will make this a 9-point lead. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
That's their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 34-yard line.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
What we got? What we got?
Rosen will throw. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Let's go.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
We got 4.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 1st down, it's Rosen. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long. And they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, did.
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time. Really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now Rosen. And he comes back with one complete. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well. Fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
I looked down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked in the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Throwing down is Rosen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches, I always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. And they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they're going to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to do salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll try and throw for it with Rosen, and they're going to bring him down back across midfield at the 45. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Falcons are close to finishing off this football game.
Ready. 18 Gator.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them.
Ready to break.
Mike, 55. Check, 55. Mike.
Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock.
Down. 60 outlaw.
And we're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet.
Get it.
And they'll indeed take a knee.
Today's final score.
And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for Atlanta, it's a critical win for them as it gets them to 9-6.